the third session and the final session, we will be talking about the color application.
Yeah.
As per your, of course, the emails we've been sent it out. The third session will be running on how we do the color application.
Yeah.
And in past two sessions, we have been learning on first about the color wheel and how the color work and how the colors being created.
Yeah.
And then the second session, we have just recently learned about how to do the clients check,
Yeah.
how we prepare client for the color services,
Yeah.
what procedure and steps we have to follow,
Yeah.
and what should we do. We make sure what
We have to
gum we
apply
use.
berry cream.
Yeah, yeah. And then we do the patch
Patches,
test
yeah.
and the test. And then just to cover yourself and your salon to make sure you are doing everything right.
Yeah.
And then make sure client is safe, and as well as you as the operator, you make sure you also wear the right gloves, and your client has not have any irritation, right?
Yeah.
So this is all what we're doing for the color cut.
Yeah.
So now moving forward for this session, we will be talking about how we do the color application.
Yeah.
So the color application is the main part of the service, what we're doing, what we are preparing for the client. Once we have done the color check and service and client is ready, all good to go, and you have to choose the colors, which we'll talk about in different sessions and stuff like that. Today the one is only covering about how the application works. What kind of colors in salons we have it, what type of services clients get in the color form, what different type of color services they have, right? So for today's session, by the end of session, you will be able to learn the color application on regrowth hair. So we're gonna talk about the different type of the color application, but today's focus is mainly on how to apply the root touch-up.
Yeah.
How to do the regrowth on the client's hair when either they have a gray coverage or just covering their previous color and freshening up their roots. That's what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about the time frame, how long the time frame we leave it for the regrowth, and then we will do the demonstration. I got another friend with us today.
Yeah.
Is this one? We're going to be demonstrating color application on this plant. Yeah. So before we go on to this session is more like a demonstration session.
Yeah.
But before we go on to this session fully, let's quickly talk about what sort of colors we have, how we do the colors. So in salon there are a variety of colors we do. As you know, we do regrowth. We do full regrowth is only to cover the root touch-up.
Yeah.
When people have their 4-week, 6-week, 8-week regrowth, some people come up with a big, which we normally not call regrowth, it's more like extending the color. The root touch-up is basically designed for people who comes in from 4 to 6 or 7 weeks. That's where there's an inch and a half regrowth. That's what it's called. And then we have a full color where we cover from the root to the end.
Yeah.
It's just bringing all one color. Or then we have a toner services or gloss services, which we call after the foiling services we do on the basin majority of time, or sometimes some people just comes in just to refresh their foil.
Yeah.
Then we do the toning services, right? So these different type of services we do in salon, but then today we're gonna focus on just the regrowth, one application, right?
Yeah.
And then how long those typing go, that's what we will be focusing on. And then the third one we will be discussing about what type of color we have, which we have learned in past, or was the colors.
It's primary, secondary, and the
And
title.
then there's a bit more like the permanent color,
Yeah.
and then
Non-permanent.
non-permanent, ammonia color, and
Non-ammonia
color. Yeah. So when we talk about the regrowth, 95% we use permanent color, because majority of time people either come up covering up their grays, or either people come up with their just to have freshen up the colors. In all of the cases, we will be doing the permanent color.
Yeah.
There are some cases when people are sensitive and they want to do the semi, then we do the semi color, right? And before we moving forward on to the other one, will be discussing what, why, and when. These are the three things you always need to know what we are going to do. Today we are going to do the color application.
yeah.
What we're going to do is regrowth application, right? Root touch up. There can be a different type of name people can call. Some call this retouch up, root touch up, regrowth, and just like a gray coverage. So many different names we call. Why we doing? Because that's just a basic, or you can first step toward going the color application. Regrowth is the quickest and smallest, fastest application we learn, and then once we know how to do the regrowth, then we move for our full color or later on tonings and stuff also. And why we have to do those things? Because they are primaries. So it's important for us to use why we are doing those services.
Yeah.
When we're doing those services, of course, when the client are coming on the chair and they are waiting for their color service to be done, and then we are doing color service on them.
Yeah.
Okay, is that all good?
All good.
All good,
Amazing.
Cecilia?
Yeah,
You are
that's
ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. So before we go on applying and demonstrating on the mannequin head, of
Yeah.
course the tools we're going to use, it will be mannequin and stand, and I will do some, and then I will let you do some, and then we're using our sectioning clips. We're going to part the client's hair. We will be using sectioning clips. We're using the comb. We're using the ball and brush.
Yeah.
All those tools we are going to use for this
For applying the
session.
colours, yeah.
To apply the color. And then we will be talking about the timing. Timing is really, really important task for this session, because once we learn how to apply the color, it is more important to know how long we are going to keep that color, that particular color. So the colors are starting from different time frame. All the colors have different. Once you apply the regrowth, then where we start the time. Time can be like, it's like 30 minutes. So the regrowth will be, once you finish the application, we can't stay applying the color for 1 hour. The application timing or process we call is like maximum, starting with, yes, the new people we say half an hour, but 15 to 20 minutes, where we complete the application, and then the timing comes. We've got those alarms and stuff there. We just make sure the time is goes on, and it's always on next to the client. So then you know, once the time is done,
Then
you
it
know
will be done.
it's done, it's ready. So that's why it's important to have a timers on those color applications. For the regrowth, as I said, will be 30 minutes to start with. There are some gray coverage, there are resistance here which they need a more timing, then you can extend it. Every color company will have their own guideline to tell you how long the time frame is, but average majority of color applications are done 30 to 35 minutes, and then we can stretch to 40, 45, up to 50 minutes, depending on the gray coverage again. If somebody has a resistance gray, we can leave the color longer. Okay? And when we come about the full color, the full color application also has exactly, once the application cover, 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. Some of the semi-colors are 20 to 30 minutes, and when we talk about the toners and gloss colors, they are from 5 minutes to 20 minutes, because toners are something you just watching for the desired color, and then you are changing, washing, and majority of toners can stay up to 20 minutes stay, but it's just again depend on your client's need, and according to that you are doing. So I hope you will have a little idea about what we're going to do today and what we're covering. With the time wise, it's very, very important for you to make sure your time is right. Because if there's a longer time, your color will go darker, it will go deeper, and it will not get that right result what you are after. You can go a little more darker and deeper, as I said, or if it is under timing, then the grays won't cover, and you will end up have a translucent color. It will not cover some part, and it will cover some part. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to ask so far what we learned? You have all good for the timing and good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
You need to set the timing as the guidelines or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So timer is must. You have to have it at the new when you knew you probably thinking like, oh my god, you might be forget. That's why important you have to have set up your trolley and you have your timer ready with you along with all of the things. So today we're gonna be doing there. As I said, we will be using the mannequin head, and we're using the. We will have our sectioning clips. We'll have a color, and then we will have the comb to go through it. Okay. So I think let's get up and get the. All right. So let's get up and get the hands onto the thing. I might just move those sections. So those mannequin head and those stands you can adjust according to your height.
Yeah.
Make sure you can reach and able to see exactly. So if it's not adjusted, you can always have it a little lower. So not too low. You have to make sure your back is right. And once it's done, you just bring this there and let me grab the gloves. So to make sure you have gloves ready and you make sure always you have everything on your trolley before you go for the application. And you have your clip, your sectioning, your gloves, everything, and your timer. Make sure the timer is there too. Put your gloves on. And once the client sit down on the chair, right? So make sure they have their in the middle section. You hold on to. Just brush all the hair back. Make sure you brush all the hair back. That's one thing you have to put a little bit. And then it depends on how long the regrowth is. So as I said, the regrowth today we are targeting about an inch, and then we just make sure you cover like an inch there everywhere. So first you will be brushing all the hair back for the front, making sure this client is comfortable. And once you got this ready, I think we have to hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is we call primary. But same like the colors, you know how with the colors?
Yeah.
Same with the regrowth sections, we call primary section and secondary. Primary mean is the main section and secondary mean is parting. So when we do any regrowth section, we make sure we do the front part and then we section right in the middle, parting into the hair too, and sectioning right in the middle. This is called primary section.
Yeah.
And as you go, you just clip on the mannequin hair there. On this side, for a new people, it's always good to get right section and then clip on the other side too. Right? So then this will become your mannequin primary section right in the middle. That's how we do this, like make sure it's all in the middle, and you just have to clean that up just part section evenly and get the clip sorted. Yeah, what it called, primary
Primary
section.
section.
Yeah, and then once those primary sections done, then we'll come up to normally how we normally go through the front line, and as we come to the primary section we just apply, just probably put the leg on there, apply on, hold the head down and apply on this section just gently there, and then press the head on the other. As you go, you just keep on applying there. I will apply one section for you and I'll let you apply the another one. And that's how, just an inch, make sure is inch evenly on both sides. With the mannequin it's little harder to see the regrowth, but with the client you will be able to see because there will be like a parting on there, yeah? So you just go through normally here, just half there and half there. And once you finish the one side, the primary, bring that clip down, and then from ear to ear, the secondary section is from the crown to the ear section. So we take the section there and we part into two.
Yeah.
That's how we call the secondary section. Today we only gonna cover the one section, so you're able to see how we go. Okay. So put the clip on there. When you're new and learning, it's important for you to make sure you are sectioning things away. It's easy for you to handle everything because otherwise you will be feeling confused. So second one, you just go through half an inch again there as you apply.
And half an inch on the other side.
Half an inch on the other side. So just make sure you cover there, and you not when you're taking a product from the ball, right? Don't use it like this or don't use it like this because it will be overlapping your product color, right? So make sure your brush is clean and make sure you use your tip of the color. Just very minimum. Otherwise it can, if somebody has a blonde hair or any other color, and if your brush is really messy like this, you might be overlapping the color, right? So you make sure your brush is clean. Always have a spade towel with you, and once your brush is clean, then just go for a half an inch on the both sides. So this is called the secondary. Once the secondary section done there, same, taking a section from this part and angling
the right side.
Do you want a section is the secondary section? From here to here.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's good. Put this clip and put it away. Good. That will become your secondary section. Okay. So now what we're gonna do? You can apply there. Just go in this section first. Go like one day and one day. Don't just brush twice, because what will happen, it will be just like do once, like this, right? Just like this. Because if we do this, then the extra hair will be coming. So just apply as we go gently. Okay? And once you have done your primary and secondary section, make sure your mannequin has the middle facing. and then you come onto the side, onto this side and onto the other side. Yeah. So today we're gonna cover this section, and I will say take one section and I'll let you do another one. You can come follow me if you have a look on this side. Just apply there, and from the corner of your brush, take a very fine small section. That is the key of the application. If you take a bigger section, what will happen? You won't be able to see the color back. So that means you will miss out in between. So if you want your color application to be perfect and the client is covered properly, you have to have very fine section. And when you section it, make sure you can see the color on this side. Yeah, as you can see it, just section it. Push your hair, push the hair a little downward, and just apply again. And then hold the hair, push downward, not pull, just and then apply that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take another section, but has to be a very fine and small section, just like a pin. So you have to make sure to see the color from this side to the other. Just apply there. Good?
Yeah.
Would you like to do some more? You can come here. Probably because we covered that section. So with the brush, make sure your scalp is finer section. Good. Hold on there. Push on this side.
Just
And yeah.
on
And
the
the
side.
other side. Yeah, that's how we're gonna keep on continuing. Take
Just another part.
yeah, small section. Finer section, I would say. Finer section will help you to see when you find a section in, you can see this color.
Yeah, the color
and
on the other
easy-
side.
Yeah, in that way you will sure there's no gonna
And
be
the
any.
space is there,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and the color won't be translucent.
Yeah.
It will be full. Yeah, we'll complete this section.
Yeah. And on the other side. Now we're just gonna take the other. I'm just taking the other.
Yeah.
This side.
Yeah.
And now
Just get a little bit more color on your brush. If you are too very careful, then you might not be taking enough color as
Yeah.
well. So those things is important to know.
yeah.
Not to take too much, but
Not to
same
take-
time not to take too less.
less.
Yeah, just enough. And then always make sure cover the. You can go tiny bit overlap from the regrowth, but not too much. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, going really good. Picking up fast though. That's the reason. Remember we was talking about the barrier
Yeah.
frame? See how the color left? That's the reason we have the barrier frame, so then the color doesn't stay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you're comfortable.
Now just take the.
Yeah.
So is that we need to do all the way down?
Yeah, just finish that section, but just the section once you've done it,
Yeah.
make sure it's nice and clean. Yeah. When it comes to the ear, it's always a little tricky.
Yeah, yeah.
So just push little onto the side, like push down.
And then do.
Yeah. And sometimes if you see if the face line is very narrow, you can always grab the smaller. You know how the policy just keep going there?
Yeah.
You can always grab a smaller section right there because it's just near the ear. Near the ear is always harder
Yeah.
to apply. So you can always take smaller section, apply it there.
And then
like,
just
like smaller one and just apply it there, and any color comes in, you can always straight away clean straight away.
Yeah.
It's just everybody has a different face line.
Yeah.
With the mannequins is always a little tricky, but with the clients they have a natural face line.
Yeah.
So you can easily flow with that. Yeah, you can complete that section. Yeah. So yeah, she's doing that before. Picking up good, I think you can do everything.
Definitely. Yeah. It looks really good, the application and everything.
I've done, I'm not sure if good or bad.
Natural. Natural.
Yeah, that's good. So once you do this, you make sure you section them down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So bring them down and you make sure there's no extra color is on client's hair. Okay?
Yeah.
That's how we. And then you make sure you do the timing. How long the timing is? It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes for the regrowth. Yeah, that's what we do, and we just put the timing for 30 minutes, and that's how the regrowth application we do.
Yeah.
Okay? Just to make sure once the application done, just clean around everywhere of the client,
Yeah.
and make sure it's all comfortable for them. And all the hairs has to be pushed behind, so then it doesn't come on the face. Flip them back and clean the face.
Yeah.
All right. All good.
Thank you.
That's okay. Very good. Okay. How
It's
did you
very
go?
interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting.
You
I
really like it?
enjoyed
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
really
go.
enjoyed it.
Let's gonna be you will be a hairdresser soon.
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Okay, so that was pretty much end of this session.
Yeah.
Before we wind up, let's quickly go through what we have discussed on this session. Of course, today we only focus on the regrowth part. As we said, we make sure the face line is done, the primary section, and then the secondary section. That's how we do every section. You go this side, and then you will be going on the other side. And then from crown is with wider. So when we go to the crown, we make sure the crown is with. As long as you're not forgetting to take the small section, small applications, you will be fine. If you take a bigger and you want to be hurried, then there's a problem. So I always say, do your quality and quantity will come. Don't follow the quantity. Don't be rushing finishing up. Make sure you learn the right application. Once you learn the right application, automatically with the practice you will be able to pick them up.
But it must be the same partition on the both sides.
Yeah, it has to be same partition on the same section and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
And then with the timing, don't forget to time your color. It is very, very important. So at the beginning, you make sure that your timer are next to you and you finish it. All right. And then, as usual, thank you so much attending for that sessions with me. As usual, I'm going to give you another third feedback for me to fill that up to see how I go today with your session. It will help us to improve, if anything. And we'll be finishing off today's session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me.
I hope all those sessions have helped you to go through from the beginning, and I really hope you will go to the salon and start your small working environment in salons. Those 3 sessions will help you a lot with it.
Thank you so much to you for explaining me everything in a very well.
That's
And
okay. And I will finish off with today's session, and we will see you next when you are ready.
yeah, thank you. Bye bye.